Hi everyone, it's Carl here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I am going to be doing a review and tutorial using a Colourpop eyeshadow palette. So in today's video, I'm going to be using the It's My Pleasure palette that I received a few months ago. I think a few months ago, or a couple months ago. I don't know, it was during the holiday season. So I guess that is a couple months ago. No, it's a few months ago, so couples too. Oh my god, I'm already starting. Anyways, you guys, if you want to know exactly what look I create and my overall thoughts and opinions on this particular palette right here, then keep on watching. Alright you guys, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So again, as I mentioned, I will be using the Colourpop It's My Pleasure palette. So let me go ahead and open this sucker up so you guys can take a look. So from my understanding, this palette has been out for a little bit. I did receive it in the past holiday like sales that they had going on, just never had the opportunity to actually use it. So today's video, why not go ahead and start using the actual palette itself, so this way I can get a good sense of the formula. Is it consistent in terms of their other palettes? What I think about this overall story line with this particular palette. It just wouldn't come out. I was on a roll. Anyways, you guys, so I'll go ahead and give you another look right there. So what I'm going to do is that, just to get right into the video, I'm going to go into Fan Fiction, which is this shade right there. So let's just get my trusty little, I'm not sure, eye brush holder, makeup holder. I don't know what I wanted to say. Anyways, you guys, so what I'm going to do, hopefully this is not too big right here in terms of the actual application. So I am going to be using a Morphe E17 brush. So what my goal is basically is to kind of do like an L shape from the outer corner of my eye. So go this way and then work inward. And this way it'll allow me to darken up the edges very lightly with this shade right here, which is Sleeper. To me, hopefully you can see it. Let me give you another look. Hopefully that translate well, because it looks like more of like a brownish plum color, but who's to say? Anyways, you guys, let's go ahead right into the palette. So there is some kick up. Now, it could just be me because I am going there into the palette slightly hard, and I need to be careful of that because I don't want to take away from the actual palette in the sense of maybe that really doesn't perform that way and it could just be me because I'm heavy-handed. Who's to say? Anyways, you guys, so let me go ahead and show you exactly what I meant by the L shape. So what I like to do is, because I don't know exactly the pigmentation level, I like to just blot it down first. This way, whatever's still on the brush is going to allow, or I shouldn't say allow, it's going to give me that definition right away in terms of pigment. So right there, I'm actually seeing it. So if I just keep going like this in a straight line, now, right above the crease line of my eyebrow, my eyelid, oh my god, I'm now working it inwards. So hopefully you guys are able to see it. You see that? Okay, sorry, I'm looking up because I need to see the external monitor. So let me go ahead a little bit more to show you exactly what I'm trying to explain. So again, as you notice, I'm going out or up and then inward like an L. So just not exactly like an L, but you know, a different way. Anyways, let's just keep going here and I'll show you exactly what I mean by my end results. Alright you guys, so I was able to go ahead and apply that on both of the eyelids. Again, the shade that I ended up using was Fan Fiction. So the next shade, as I mentioned prior, I'm going to go into this shade Sleeper. Again, to me, it looks more of like just a plum with a hit of brown in there. Double check. Yeah, it does. So anyways, you guys, so the next brush I'm going to go into, this is a Morphe E36. So if you notice, it is a little bit more fine, narrow, but it is more how you want to say it looks like it gives you a little bit more precision. Hopefully that makes sense. And the reason why I'm using this is because I want to pick up a little bit of the product and not too much of it. So if you notice, I'm just going in there very minimally because again, I don't know if their formula is consistent in terms of pigmentation, but so far I'm not having an issue right now, so that's a good sign. So what I'm going to do is just apply this right at the outer corner of my eye, and then just build up onto that. So let me show you exactly what I mean. So if you notice right here, I'm just patting it down. And again, the reason why I like that method a little bit more is because it allows me, personally for me, to get a little bit more control of where the eyeshadow is going to go versus just going in there and doing a windshield wiper motion or, you know, whatever you're going to do to buff it out. This way, if I do it, just dab it down exactly where I want it to go, and then I will start to buff it out. Hopefully that made sense, you guys. Alright you guys, so I was able to go ahead and apply the shade Sleeper on both of the eyelids. As I mentioned, I just started in the inner corner of my eye and just dabbed it and then buffed it out so that it would be a smooth transition. So the next shade I'm going to go into, weird title, Kitten Fish, which is this light purple right there. So I'm going to go into this more of a flat brush right here. It is from Morphe, but it doesn't have an actual style or model number of the brush. This actually came in like a small collection. So I'm going to go into that shade, and where I'm going to apply this now is directly right on top of the first shade that I used, which was the Fan Fiction. And the reason why I want to go on top of that with this particular shade and why I didn't do this first is because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to have any harsh edges right from that first eyeshadow. So this way, once I apply it to the outer corner of my I'm about to say my hair, my eyelid, this way it should be able to soften up the look even a little bit more. So now again, you notice I'm just like dabbing it down. So this way allows me a little bit more control. And plus, this way if I'm not going to go in there right away with an actual motion, it won't mess up the my eyebrows the way I've already did it. Hopefully that makes sense, because sometimes when you're doing like this windshield motion or like going like this in circles, you kind of mess up your eyebrows if you've already done them before. So since I've done that, I try not to actually mess it up so I don't have to cause more work that I need for myself. So now I'm just going to bring it inward a little bit more. Yeah, I had to think about what I just said. And then go right above over here and just soften up that look just like that. So once I get to that, what I'll do is go back to the original first brush and then kind of buff it all out together so there's no harsh edges. Alright you guys, so the next shade I'm going to go right into is Bare Minimum, which is this nice glisten metallic glitter shade, however you want to phrase it. So I'm going to go into another Morphe brush, but again, this brush came in a set. I believe this came with M. Mitchell set. I could be completely wrong. I'm going blank at the moment, but this brush is a little bit more flat. Hopefully you're picking up right there. This way, once I go into here, hopefully, depending on the formula, it's going to allow me a little bit more precision as to where I'm going to be applying this particular eyeshadow. So what I'm going to do is apply it right directly on the actual crease line. So let me show you exactly what I mean by that. So if I just go right here, just dab it down like I usually been doing. Again, this method seems to work quite well for me, so I'm trying to stick with it. So now if I just keep going this way, if you notice, oh, it's almost kind of giving the illusion an illusion of a cut crease without having to do all that extra work. So again, if you just get a nice smaller brush that gives you that more precision, then you should be able to do it without, again, doing all that extra work to create a cut crease. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's go ahead and continue so you can see exactly the overall look. Alright you guys, so that completes my overall look using this particular palette from Colourpop Cosmetics, which is the It's My Pleasure palette. So I did go off camera for just a brief moment so I can complete this overall look. If you want to know exactly what additional products I end up using off camera, I will leave all of those products in the description field below just in case you want to know exactly what I end up using to create this overall look. Now in terms of the palette, the formula, the quality, the way it performed, my thoughts and opinions. Now, in terms of the palette itself, visually, it's actually really pleasing to look at. I don't see anything that doesn't work with each other. They actually work very uniform in terms of the palette itself. So in terms of like a storyline, it's actually there, pretty good. Now in terms of the formula, in terms of pigmentation, that actually is there as well. So if you noticed before, like I mentioned, my way of actually applying eyeshadows is usually just to dab it on there. This way I have an idea exactly what the pigmentation level is going to be versus just going right into it and then doing like a sweeping or circular motion with the brush, because that way if I do it that way and if it is too strong, then now I'm going to have a harsh line that I really need to buff out. So that is the reason why I tried that method, just dabbing it down first and then buffing it out. Hopefully that made sense. So yes, pigmentation is there. There is some kick up. I tried going back into the palette a little bit softer, not with the heavy hand, and I still had the same issue. So it could just, again, be just the formula overall. Now, do I have any like negative feedback or negative thoughts about the palette? Actually, no, I don't. When I did go into this particular shade right here, which is Bare Minimum, I was a little concerned that I was going to have some fallout once I apply that particular shadow, but I didn't have any issues whatsoever. I didn't even have any kick up. So that actually was really, really good. So I'll give you definitely another look and you let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below in the description field below. Let me know what you guys thought in terms of the overall look and including the palette itself. If you do have this palette, what is your favorite color variations to use when creating this particular look? Alright you guys, so if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that notification bell as well, so anytime I upload new videos, you automatically get that notification. But until then you guys, make sure you all brush your teeth, wash your culo, and subscribe. Until then, I will see you all in my next video. Bye now.